Hi everybody and welcome to this week's Plan With Me. This week I am planning from the 29th of August to the 4th of September, and I am using a kit from the Sticky Station called Sweet Dreams. Now this kit is quite large and it comes with a ton of stickers, so I am pretty certain I can get at least 2 weeks out of this kit and then maybe have some extra left over for future spreads or incorporate into future spreads. So here are all of the sheets. As you can tell, it is quite a large kit. So moving on to planning out my week, first thing I am doing is putting down the washi strips that come with the kit. I put them down so there was a white border around it, just so it wouldn't look too cluttered and heavy at the bottom. After that, I put down the date dots on the corresponding days on the date cover-ups, just so it would be easier for me to put them on later on and I wouldn't have to fuss with them twice. After I put down the date dots on the date cover-ups, I decided to put them to the side for the time being and then move on and put on my today headers along the top, just so I would have a foundation to work with and it would help me get the date cover-ups on straighter than what it would have been if I hadn't used them. And it is also the first time I have used date cover-ups before, so I was really nervous on putting them down, so I wanted to get them as straight as possible. I do like the way they came out. I don't know if I will use date cover-ups again, but we'll have to see. So here I'm just putting them down. Originally I wanted to put them flush against each other, but I wasn't really a big fan of the way that looked, since it looked a little bit heavy. So I decided to leave a little bit of a gap between the header and the date cover-up, just so it wouldn't look too heavy. And as you can see, I think I may have put them a little bit off, but I can't do much about that now. After that, I am putting down my weekend banner. I wasn't really too sure where I wanted to put it, but in the end, I put it in the washi strip just so I would have the 3 boxes at the top to plan in and it wouldn't take up too much space. After that, I am moving on to my sidebar. First thing I did was take one of the 2 quotation boxes and use that to cover up the thankful thoughts section, since I don't use that. And then I took the long strips of washi that come with the kit and used that to cover up the page flag on the Erin Condren page, since the yellow didn't really match with the kit. And then after I cut up this last strip, I took a cloud sticker and put that down over that section and used it to mark the week of the school trimester I am in, and this week is week 7. I have 10 weeks in one trimester, so the school trimester for this one is almost over. After that, I am taking a this week header and the sidebar, daily sidebar tracker. I'm not really too certain what this box is called, but I am using that to mark the quizzes I have to do for this week. Underneath that, I took the goals header and a 4 ombre checklist and used that to mark my weekly goals. And then I took the remainder of the long washi strip that I had cut up and used that just to fill up some space between the ombre checklist and the daily habit sticker, since there was some space left over and I wanted to cover it up. Also, the long strips of washi that come with the kit can be cut up 3 times and they fit the width of the Erin Condren boxes. So if you were wondering on how to use it, you can use them 3 times in a spread. So now I am just filling out the sidebar and then I will move on to planning out Monday. Also, I am planning a little bit differently. I wanted to try out the way that Mandy from Mandy plans on YouTube, so that is a style I am going for this week. So moving on to Monday, I was still sick at this point in time, so in the morning I basically just slept in, which really helped in getting me to feel better. So I took a full box and covered up the entire section, and since it didn't really cover up the yellow header, I put down a to-do header to cover that up. And then I took one of the ombre checklists and I cut it in half, so I only used 3 of the checklist since I didn't need a full to-do list, and I could use it again somewhere else. And then I took a sleep in sticker from my store and put that over the top of the full box since I slept in the morning. And then I took a strip of washi and used that to mark my YouTube that I need to get done for the day. Underneath that, I put down the remainder of the checklist as well to mark what the tasks were that I needed to get done, which was to edit, upload, and make the thumbnail of last week's Plan With Me. I also took a laptop icon from the kit and used that to mark the YouTube section. Then after I did all of that, I needed to catch up on some uni work. So I took the glittery half box and put that down underneath since it does take up quite a bit of time. And then I took a sheepy from my store and used that to mark that I needed to catch up on some uni work. Then after that, I took one of the little things, which at the beginning I took one of the heart little thing, but I do end up changing that out for something else later on. But for the time being, I wrote relax on this since I wanted to just take it easy on Monday. But I do end up removing that one and then replacing it with a TV little thing. Now moving on to Tuesday, I had put down a laptop little thing to mark when my Plan With Me went live for last week. Then underneath that, I took a coffee icon from my store and used that to mark I had coffee. Since I don't typically drink a lot of coffee, nowadays I am drinking it a lot, but I like to mark when I do since I haven't been doing that in the past, if that makes sense. And then I had some little things that I needed to get done. So I took a checklist, ombre checklist, and I cut that in half and I took a little thing header and used that to put down underneath. And I had to move up the coffee icon just a little bit so it wouldn't get covered up by the header. Then underneath that, I took a half box and I used that to cover up the majority of Tuesday since I needed to get a lot of work done and a lot of catching up to do for one of my units. And I just took a third box with a icon from the kit to mark that. Underneath that, I took a large strip of washi with a llama sticker from Fox and Cactus and used that to mark that I needed to do my and my sister's brows. And I like to use a llama sticker since my sister's favorite animal is a alpaca and llamas are pretty much the closest things to that. Then after that I had a dance session and I used the little thing that had a shoe icon, and then underneath that I took the laptop icon that came with the kit and used that to mark I did some more uni work. Now moving on to Wednesday, I took a clock little thing and used that to marked that I needed to wake up early on Wednesday, and then I marked that I had coffee again with a coffee icon from my store. And then I took a full checklist with a to-do header and just wrote down some to-dos that I needed to get done on that day and something I could check back to throughout the week. After that, I took a Instagram little thing and wrote that I needed to do my midweek spread on Instagram. Then after that, I needed to do some more catching up for another unit. So I took a half box and I just put that down underneath with a laptop icon from Fox and Cactus and used that to mark that I needed to do some catching up. But I'll be honest with you guys, I didn't actually do any of that. So I did this off camera since I realized it yesterday. But I took a cancel sticker from Made by Alicia and I just put that over the top since I didn't do any of the work. Now, even though I am cutting up the washi strip, I do end up taking it off since I wasn't liking the way it looked. It looked really cluttered and it wasn't looking as clean as I would like it to, so I do end up peeling that up and using it later on. But I took a 3 checklist that had work written on it that came with the kit and used that to mark some kits and releases that I wanted to work on. which was basically the Halloween stuff. And I liked the way this looked way better than with the washi strip. Now, after I just tick off some stuff in my sidebar, I go in and replace the heart little thing on Monday with a TV little thing. And I use that to mark that I watch some Food Network to relax instead of just a general relax. And now moving on to Thursday. So on Thursday, I had a payday and a bill due. So I took a little thing that had a money icon and used that to mark a payday. Then underneath that, I took the bill due sticker that came with the kit and used that to mark that I had to pay off my Etsy bill on Thursday. Then after that, I took a chevron sticker and I just used that underneath the bill due sticker just to sort of border that section away from the rest, if that makes sense. Then underneath that, I took a little icon from That Planner Girl's sick day sheet and used that to mark that I was feeling 100% better and I wasn't feeling sick anymore. Then underneath that, I had some new releases go up on Thursday, so I took the Etsy little thing that came with the kit and used that to mark some new releases that I had put up. Then underneath that, I had a few to-dos that I needed to do. So I took a to-do header and the matching 3-heart checklist, and I wrote that I needed to print, cut, and pack orders. I also took a planning sheepy from my store just to mark that. Then underneath that, I took a label sticker and another Happy Mail sheepy from my store and marked that I shipped out some orders on Thursday. Then underneath that, I wasn't liking the way the header was showing through the half box. So I took the washi strip that I was playing around with on Wednesday and used that to cover up the header. And I marked in the third box that my sister and I watched a movie on Thursday afternoon. And the little TV icon is from Pop Mix Designs. I got it from one of her samplers. And the movie we watched was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which was a throwback to childhood for both of us. Then underneath that, I took a TV little thing and marked that I watched Food Network. And while I was watching Food Network, I was also designing the Halloween kit. So I took a little ghost sheepy that I was working on, and I just used that to mark that I designed the kit. And I absolutely adore that little ghost. It looks so cute. But now moving on to Friday, I normally don't mark that it is rubbish collection day, but I had the sticker in the kit, so I decided to use it on Friday. Then underneath that, I slept in a little bit, so I took a sleeping chibi from my store and used that. I wasn't really happy with the way I wrote sleep in, but I can't really go back and I couldn't be bothered changing it. Then underneath that, I had coffee, so I marked that down. And then I had a few more things that I needed to get done, so I took the remainder of the checklist that I cut up from Tuesday, and I used that to mark that I print, cut, and packed orders again. And then underneath that, before that, I took another planning time sheepy from my store and just put that on the side just to take up some space. And then I took the little thing that had a person with a trolley and a whole bunch of boxes and marked that I shipped out some orders again. And then underneath that, I took the to-do header that I had before and a 3-heart checklist and wrote that I needed to work on the Halloween stuff, which was basically the Halloween countdowns, sheepies, and the Halloween kit. And then here I took the full box from the kit again and just blocked off the last section since the kit took up pretty much the majority of the time, and I took a laptop icon from Lily Pink Prince and a ghost sheepy again from my store and just used that to mark what I was doing. And then I took a glittery half box with a movie time sticker from the kit and just marked down the movies my sister and I watched on Friday, since Friday is movie night for both of us. Now onto Saturday, I had coffee again, so I marked that down. And then I took the don't forget sticker from the kit and I used that to mark that I needed to find the units that I need to enroll in for next year, since re-enrollment period opened up on Thursday. So I needed to get that done. And then after that, I took a little things header and covered up the grey box, and I used a 3-heart checklist, and I pretty much just wrote down some more Etsy stuff that I needed to get done, which was basically all the Halloween releases. And also I took the hearts that came with the kit underneath the don't forget, and I wrote down the units that I needed to search up underneath it. Now, moving back to where I was, I took a meal little thing and I just wrote down that my sister and I had cheesy fries, which is basically oven baked fries and cheese on top. It has been our newest obsession, but after that, I had some space left over since I wasn't expecting it to take up so little space. So I just used a remainder of the washi strip and covered up that, and then I took a dishes little thing and I just wrote that I need to get some dishes done. And then I took another strip of washi with a Halloween sheepy from my store and used that to mark that I worked on the Halloween kit. And then the last thing I marked on Saturday was I just binged on YouTube basically. So I took a Fox and Cactus laptop icon and the flag sticker that came with the kit to mark that. Now onto Sunday. Sunday was Father's Day in Australia, so I marked that down with a little happy sheepy from my store. And then I took the long strip of washi and I cut that up. And basically, I am just using that to sort of mark off what we did on Father's Day with our dad. So first thing we did, we had lunch at Pancake Parlour. And then after that, we went to Bunnings and Coles for some shopping. And then after that, I took a car little thing and wrote that I went on a driving lesson with my dad since I am on my learner's permit right now. And then I used the same corresponding washi that I used at the beginning and used that just to block off that section. Then I took a little appointment box from the kit with a emoji head from my store and used that to mark that we just chilled at home. And then in the half box I put down with a meal icon, I wrote that we had dinner at my grandparents' house that afternoon. And then after that, I took a Halloween sheepy again and used that to mark that I finished all of the Halloween designs that I was working on. And I kind of messed up on the word designs. I forgot to write in the S, but I couldn't really be bothered going back and fixing it, and my camera was dying at this point, so I didn't want to take too long. After that, I decided to paint my nails, and I took the paint nail sticker that came in the kit. And then after that, I watched some Food Network, so I marked that down. Now I'm just going to run through all of the sheets. I have quite a bit left over, enough for another spread just like I thought I would. So I will be saving this for another plan with me. Obviously I'll have to incorporate some extra stickers in since I have used quite a bit of the headers and everything, but that shouldn't be too much of a problem. But yeah, this is the end of this plan with me. I really hope you have enjoyed it, and I thank you all so much for your support and your sweet comments and you liking and subscribing and everything like that. It really means a lot to me. So I hope you all have a wonderful day or night, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye!